And welcome, guys. We took a week off last week, and I know that you're not used to seeing these faces, but this is Tyler Parsley, a good friend of mine. He's a streamer. You can give him a follow. What's your Twitch name?
T-Money Gaming.
T-Money Gaming. You give him a follow on Twitch. And Coach Merle Kidwell. He's coached just about everywhere on the East Coast. Guys, last week we got a little bit of taste of NFL, college, and high school. A lot of games that we thought were close weren't really that close, and some teams got in trouble. And I'm gonna go back. a little bit further. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that Alabama-Texas game. I watched the entire game. I'll be honest with you. Yes, Alabama won, but in the eyes of a lot of people, that was a loss. And I say that because of what you're wearing.
But let me tell you, as a huge Longhorn fan, I watched the from pregame to the ending, and it's a win in our books. I mean, we are 7-1-1 as a Texas team against Alabama prior to that game.
Do you hear that?
7-1-1.
Sounds like a Michigan fan.
Moral victory.
Listen, moral victory. I mean, we had the possibly Kewen Ewers goes down. One of the best quarterbacks right now.
He was throwing a lot of deep passes before that happened.
That took away our deep ball.
You can't get inside the 20 two times and get 0 points.
You can't.
And that cost them.
Yep.
Of course, we got to watch Kentucky go to the Swamp and win. And then we watched them, beat a lot of people would say, yes, Youngstown State is a Division II FCS team. Youngstown State's a good team, man. They got a lot of kids that come from different D1 programs. I'll be interested to see what they play. They play North Dakota State Saturday. I'll be interested to see the score of that game. And, of course, we had our high school games. Let me rephrase that. I want one more college game. The Marshall Thundering Herd. Marshall Thundering Herd. Yeah, I have to say it. I got to say it. The Marshall Thundering Herd go to South Bend, where Touchdown Jesus is at.
Touchdown Jesus.
Get a win, and what did they do? Classic Marshall in the MAC. They go to Bowling Green and they get beat by a team. By the way, a week prior, lost to EKU in 7 overtimes.
Gary McPeak was
Gary
coaching.
McPeak, and what was it? 7 overtimes. It was 59, 50 something. That was final. So that Bowling Green, that was a really, really, really bad loss for Marshall. And you're talking about a Marshall team who received a lot of votes in the AP poll. That was actually 26th going to that game. You don't have to worry about that no more. You lost all those chances. Even if they win out, I don't think they're in the polls the rest of the
No, they can't be.
Listen, a lot of people had Bowling Green in the bottom 5. Think about that.
Yeah.
Bowling Green, they've won less than 4 games in at least 5 straight years.
Right.
They haven't had a good team since Urban Meyer was there.
Right.
They're terrible. You can't lose those games. I know that Marshall was better than that, but I think they got a little big head.
A little overhyped on
They
that.
did. And, of course, I got to watch my Browns blow a 2-touchdown lead in a minute and 59 seconds. We were up 30-17. Our kicker missed an extra point. Joe Flacco, he still plays, led the Jets back-to-back touchdowns, a really long touchdown pass
Where
to
was
Davis.
the defensive back on that play?
Well, I don't know, Merle. I just don't.
Stopping the run.
It's really painful
Stopping
for
the
me to
run.
even talk about it right now, honestly. But Garrett Wilson for the Jets. Wow.
It's going to be phenomenal
Wow.
this week.
I got him on
Fantasy.
I got him on fantasy.
I picked him up too.
You picked him up?
I picked him up.
What
He was
league are
still-
you in?
Free agent. 10-man league. Still there. Still there.
Okay,
Yep.
well, I'm going to have to join your fantasy.
But they get to play tomorrow night, so they can forget about
Who?
that. The Brownies.
Pittsburgh tomorrow night?
Yep. You better have Amazon Prime.
No.
Yeah, Prime take
I don't do
Twitch.
that.
Free on Twitch.
Dude, I'm a pirate. I watch that stuff illegally, man. I don't do that. I ain't pay for no
Yeah.
Amazon Prime.
where Amazon Prime is paired to Twitch, is all on Twitch now.
I tell you
free.
what, I understand that, but
My wife has-
You can watch it on Twitch
For free.
My wife has.
Whole thing.
But if you sign in with your Amazon Prime account on Twitch,
You don't
it's
get
free.
it? No. It's free no matter what.
If you got an Xbox, it's free no matter what.
Most women have Prime.
Most, yeah. Yeah.
I know that.
Merle says that because he sees the bank statement each month.
97% of it.
So, guys, you said the Browns Steelers play tomorrow night. We got some college games tomorrow night. One in particular, West Virginia's going to go to Virginia Tech. West Virginia is terrible.
Awful
I'm just
this
going to
year.
call you what they are.
I think they win. They blew the pit.
Well, this is not your traditional.
They blew the pit game.
did.
Their
Will
best
Brown tell you,
receiver.
you should have went for
Best
it.
receiver dropped it.
No, Merle, you're missing it. They should have went for it on 4th and inches at midfield.
I know that, but their best receiver dropped a pass
Well, I know.
Right
but
through his hands.
and
Right through
ended up
his
a pick
hands.
6.
Right through his hands.
And there's a local guy playing for West Virginia now,
Yeah.
Doug
about-
Nestor.
Who?
Doug Nestor.
Talk about the boy up from Spring Valley.
Yeah,
yeah.
his mother is aide at Russell,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
He's a big boy.
He might be good.
he
but they're
committed
terrible.
to Ohio State,
Yeah.
then went to Virginia Tech.
And played.
Yeah.
Now he's going back to Virginia Tech
Well,
this game.
you talk about Virginia Tech, a team that's lost back-to-back years to Old Dominion. They're terrible. They're terrible. West Virginia, guys, listen, I know Kansas has improved, but they still can't be very good, man.
It's 3-0.
You can't be- I know, but, man, you can't lose to Kansas in football and people take you
so is
seriously.
Neil Brown on the hot seat.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt. He has to be. Listen, he has to be. West Virginia hasn't had a real good team since maybe Dana Holgerson's early years, or you go back to Rich Rodriguez.
That's good football.
You talk about Pat White and all them guys. West Virginia was really
Slayton.
good then. But you talk about it, Pitt's kind of been, I know they call that the backyard brawl. Pitt's been a thorn in their rear end for years and years and years. And now now, I'll say this. Now I throw a little shade at West Virginia because they're scared to death to play Marshall. They are. They won't play him. But
It should be this year.
well, Marshall would have beat them last year probably.
Yeah.
The last good team that West Virginia had was probably when Greer was there. When Will Greer was there, they were pretty good. Either way, give me Virginia Tech.
I'll take Virginia Tech.
They're not going to lose at home.
No.
No, Virginia Tech.
West Virginia's got a good quarterback. He was
They do,
He
but-
was a starter at Georgia before he got hurt. JT Daniels.
Yep. But then again, if you're
And they got a good receiver. That receiver had a great game that night. I'm taking West Virginia.
Virginia Tech, West Virginia. A game that I'll have my eyes on. It's 3:30, CBS. Their first CBS, SEC on CBS game. Florida's going to take a trip to Rocky Top and play Tennessee.
Not even close.
Give me Tennessee. I
Tennessee.
don't think Florida can score with them. I think
Not even
Anthony
close.
Richardson, this will be the last week you hear the
His
hype
hype's
from him.
done.
Give me Tennessee easy.
Tennessee by 14 easily.
You know where the quarterback from Tennessee transferred from?
Malik Hooker came from Florida. Where?
Virginia Tech.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Tennessee.
Yeah, but I don't trust their defense, but they'll score enough.
You ain't got to trust their
Yeah.
defense. The quarterback throws to their corners.
Yeah,
you ain't got to
that's
trust
insane.
them.
Yeah,
Richardson will throw
but
two
they're,
picks.
they've lost like 10 out of 11 to Florida.
Look what Kentucky did.
I know.
Look what Kentucky did.
Northern Illinois, Kentucky all around easy.
Their quarterback
Not even
might not
close.
play, too.
This is actually a night game on ESPN2. Arkansas, Texas A&M.
low scoring.
This was it. Kyle Field.
A&M switched quarterbacks. That helped a ton.
Helped a ton. Made them look like a completely different team.
Give me Arkansas. I think Arkansas scores too much for them.
But Bobby Petrino had Arkansas on the ropes.
I think
Give me
that-
Arkansas.
And he was
This is
going to
the-
wear a neck brace to the press conference
That's
if he
more of a
won.
reason. That's more of a reason. That's more of a reason why I think Arkansas wins.
No, this is a Vegas play too. I think it's Arkansas too. They got Texas A&M by 1.5. It's not. No, Arkansas is going to win by 6.
Marshall, Troy. It's. I guess Troy's in Alabama.
Yeah, Troy.
yes,
You
Troy,
saw what happened to
They
Troy.
had Appalachian State beat.
Should have beat them. Should have
And
beat 'em.
Appalachian State boys, look, I watched them play North Carolina. They should have won that game.
No.
But give me Marshall, the Road Warriors. Marshall. Give me Marshall.
They got to give the transfer running back more carries. I watched
Why didn't
I
they?
watched the end of the Bowling Green game.
And they just handed off.
I didn't know the NFL Network covered.
Well,
college
and
football.
this one's
I didn't
actually
either,
on
man.
NFL Network also. And I'll be honest with you, Marshall fumbled the ball 2 times inside the 5-yard line against Bowling Green.
They might have the Sun Belt contract or something. Because Marshall's Sun Belt now.
They are, yeah. Give me.
So
give
is
me
Appy
Marshall.
State.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Coastal
Appy State
Carolina. Coastal Carolina's in
Yep.
there. Who's always, they're New Year's Six type of team.
And Brown was at
New
Troy,
Year's
right?
6 type of team.
They have to take
Neil
a,
Brown was at Troy, wasn't he?
No, yeah, he was. Yeah, he left Kentucky to go. No, they are. They have to take a non-power.
They have to
5.
take one.
Yeah, and Coastal Carolina was real close to doing that a couple years ago. I think Cincinnati nipped them out.
They did.
But
Yeah, I
it was
remember that.
it was close.
The former UK coach at Troy,
I'm going Troy.
Summerall.
Yeah, but Neil Brown ain't going to be a former coach anywhere. He ain't going to be coaching anywhere. But West Virginia won't take getting beat around like that for much longer.
No.
And you can say whatever you want to about West Virginia. They historically are pretty good.
Yeah.
And now are they on a Georgia or Florida? No, they're not. but they're a consistent bowl team.
7 wins.
7 to 9
8
wins
yeah.
every year. And when they haven't been to a bowl game in a couple of years, you know, you can't just say, well, we're getting better. Well, you know, you're getting paid millions of dollars. We're getting better. It's not going to work now.
Right.
Like Scott Frost.
Yeah.
Buddy, Nebraska will never be back.
Frost should have took the Florida job when he had to change.
You want to know why
Yep.
Nebraska will never be back? Because they don't have the Georgia and Texas pipeline anymore. Because Georgia keeps all their kids in state,
Yep.
and Texas has too many schools in
Taking
Texas
them all
that are
now.
really good. And Nebraska high school football in Kansas, and that Oklahoma kids stay in Oklahoma. Nebraska high school football is not good enough. And that's no offense, they're just not.
It's not.
You ever heard of, that high school in Nebraska is really good? No one's ever said that. No one's ever said that.
No, it ain't like that Texas football.
No.
I don't know why.
Nebraska is kind of like LSU's Death Valley. That's where coaches go to die.
Yep.
When you're at your end of your career, you go and you coach at Nebraska and just see how long you can milk the cow,
Yep.
and see how long you can hang on and put a little bit more money in that retirement fund.
That's exactly the reason that the whole Stoops rumor will never equate to anything.
You know what I heard? I heard that Vince Marrow is a coaching candidate for who was it that I saw? Auburn.
No,
Have you seen that?
No.
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
hope not.
it's not. It's no why.
Big Boomer on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Put Vince Marrow in #1. Big dog. Either way,
Just to get engagement. That's all that was for.
Steelers Browns.
I like the Browns.
Steelers. I'm sorry, Browns fan.
Get out of here.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I hate them both. I don't like either team. It's Steelers.
Steelers, very lucky against the Bengals.
This is the way
very
I look
lucky.
at it. The Browns literally defensively couldn't have played any worse than what they did. And everybody said, well, when we get Watson back, Watson ain't going to be out there batting down passes.
Yeah, he
making
ain't on
tackles in
defense.
open
I'm sorry
fields.
about it.
They still scored
Defense
31
still
points. If
terrible.
you score 31 points in the NFL, you should win.
100%.
There's no excuse. I'll never
Too
pick
good.
the Steelers. Give me the Browns. I don't care if I
You're a
lose
Browns
the
fan anyway. You're going to pick the Browns over Cincinnati.
Steelers
I don't-
offense.
I don't
they're
care.
getting ready to can
I don't
Canada.
care if I'm a Patriots fan.
They're getting ready to get rid of Canada.
They
are.
Who?
The OC
For Browns?
for the Steelers.
Steelers.
Oh, I was going to say, I think the Browns' offense is pretty solid. I like Stefanski.
Yeah, he's solid.
He's not bad.
Stefanski's
He does a lot of
good.
play action. That's a lost art in the NFL these days.
Afraid he's going to get hurt?
We got some high school games this week, guys. Well, actually, before we go to our high school games, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back on the next segment of the high school football. What is it? Week 4? Week 4? No.
5,
6.
Week 6. Week 6. See, this is what happens when I'm not used to with
When
my
you miss a
regular
week.
guys.
When
Yeah.
you miss a week,
Yeah,
too.
see? We'll be back right after this on the Eastern Kentucky Athletics and Cool Hits Sports Network.
The award-winning florist All That Blooms has a new location, 402 East Main Street, across from Pritchard Elementary in Grayson, with gifts for all occasions including birthdays, sympathy, holidays, and anniversaries. Shop Monday and Tuesday 9 to 5, Wednesday 9 to 2, Thursday 9 to 5, and Saturday 9 to noon, closed on Sunday. Call 474-0390 for All That Blooms at 402 East Main, your full-service florist serving Grayson and surrounding areas. Check them out on Facebook, allthatblooms.com. That's BLOOMZ.
Here at Infusion Solutions, one of the things that we're most proud of is the relationship that we develop with our patients.
From the people on the phone to the delivery drivers, I mean, these people are a part of my life. They take care of me. I would recommend Infusion Solutions to anybody.
Discover what we're all about right now at Infusion Solutions.
Gillum Drug, 1237 Carter Avenue, Ashland, is a locally owned pharmacy devoted to providing excellent customer service, not found at the chain drug stores, and Gillum Drug will treat you like family. Stop by today and experience it. Gillum Drug, next to Domino's.
In the upcoming election, vote Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Eric is an experienced police officer and a dedicated family man. With a 10-point plan, he will work to unite Carter County, increase community involvement, and improve the function and availability of the Sheriff's Department. With your support, we can make Carter County stronger together and a better place to live. Vote for Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Paid for by candidate. Jump right into high school. Have you guys been doing your research this year on high school football?
A little bit.
Have you been
a little
doing it?
bit.
I see you post on Twitter.
Not like you. Nothing like
I'll
you.
tell you what, I've been slacking a little bit.
No.
I've really missed a couple of games this year. Bad. Yes, bad. Like embarrassing bad. Bad. Yeah. And I think it's because I go with my heart too much, boys. First game, Martin County's going to go play Bath County. Bath County has just not been very good at all. Of course, they fired their offensive defensive coordinators for their first game. Martin County, easy. Martin County, give me Martin.
You know what? Martin struggled that very first game they played. It was supposed to be an easy win. I can't remember who they played.
They did lose to Greenup, and they lost to Fleming. And the game they lost with Fleming, they had several lightning delays. In that game, they didn't get home till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right. But I'm still going Martin. I think
Martin.
they've got
I watched the Martin Greenup game. They've got a good running back.
They do.
And
they
Bath
do.
gave up, 60-some to Lewis?
And I think Zach from the Daily Independent actually put that was the 3rd most points Lewis County's ever scored in a game.
Jeez.
I'm going to go Martin.
Paul Orange Dunbar is going to make the trip from Lexington up 64 to Russell, and I know Tyler will be there. I don't know where you're at Friday. I'm out at Easton Lawrence Friday. I love the boys at Russell, and I know it sucks being on a team that's just looking at that record, and I know it sucks having it shoved down your throat, but it's not going to get any easier this week. Just keep your heads up. They're still a definite threat to win the district, and I'll say that. I'll say it. And I'll say it. Paul Orange Dunbar too much.
I'm going. I am so alma mater. Homecoming week. The crowd's been down.
Did you hear me? Did you see me call him out?
Yes, I did. I heard it. But it's homecoming week. I think there's going to be a lot of people in town. I think people are going to come out to the game. Lexington doesn't travel. Paul Orange Dunbar doesn't travel. I'm going with the Devils. I'm doing it. That's the heart, baby.
I've got Russell. I've got Russell as a dark horse in the district, but I'm gonna take Dunbar.
Oh.
Russell will get a week off of preparation for their district games. I think they have Green at first game of the district. So I've kind of stuck with the Devils all year, and like you said, it's kind of come back and bit me a little bit. But the Boone County game,
Winnable game.
Montgomery.
Winnable game. Just one
I
or two
think
plays.
they still have a chance.
But can we agree?
But there's an old saying, losing is a disease.
Can we agree?
And once it happens, it's hard to break
Takes
that.
on.
But if they could just have one win, it could, because the district is
We've seen
probably
it
as wide open as it's ever been. I know East Carter's undefeated, but they struggled a little bit with Fleming last week. But Russell's still got some talented kids. I think it's a depth issue and hanging their heads when they get behind. So, but Dunbar, even though their record, I mean, I think they played Madison Central.
Dunbar's a good team.
They're good.
Dunbar's good.
Now,
Really
a lot of
good.
people that I talk to, especially down in WKYT, I got some friends that, I talked to some people that are affiliated with KSR. They said Dunbar, this is probably the best team they've had in a long time.
They're big.
And Russell wasn't bad last year, and they shellacked us. We weren't very good on the road last year.
No, we were not. It's hard to travel
Paul
2 hours.
Dunbar, I don't think it's close. Too much depth. And Russell struggles with that.
Oh, I have no depth.
So,
Russell has no depth.
Dunbar.
Dunbar.
Game that you guys probably don't know a whole lot about, but guess what, guys? Prestonsburg's having a really good year.
5-0.
5-0. Last time Prestonsburg started 5-0, I believe they played in the state championship game in 2009. They actually lost to DeSales in that game. That would have been my senior year. That would have been 2A, though, because we were actually 3A at the time. Prestonsburg, for all the younger folks, used to be a powerhouse. Prestonsburg in the mountains, it was not Paintsville. Paintsville was good. It was not Johnson Central. It was Prestonsburg. If you had to go to Prestonsburg and play the Black Cats, buddy, you knew you was in for it. I think Brandon Brewer is down there, and he's trying to get it going. They run a wing T. They're going to go play East Ridge. East Ridge looked terrible against Tug Valley last week. I got to watch some of that. Now, Tug Valley's okay, but you can't lose that way to West Virginia, a mid-level West Virginia school. Prestonsburg.
I'll take Prestonsburg.
Yeah.
I'll take the P, baby.
Yeah, the big P in the middle of the
big
field. This might be the game of the week right here, boys. Lawrence is going to go to East Carter. Lawrence County boys, I tell you, they dropped a back-and-forth game at home against Greenup. They go to Russell, and they blow the doors off them. And I think they were off last week. And now they've been watching film on East Carter for 2 weeks. They're going to go to Grayson. I'm on the call. I'm not going to call that game because I'm going to have Lawrence County and East Carter people watch that game. Yep. I can tell you who I'm going to pull for.
You're pulling a Herbie right here. You
No,
can't
no,
make a pick.
it's a conflict of interest.
You can't make a pick.
It's a conflict of interest.
Stuck in between.
Is it not a
Start
conflict of
calling you
interest?
Herbie.
No, pick it.
Start calling you Herbie.
No, it's
I'll
not.
tell you who I'll root for. I'll root for East Carter.
East going to win it? I'm going Lawrence.
I'm going Dogs.
I'm going Dogs. They're too big.
Fine, give me East.
Sam Sparks back at Lawrence County teaching and coaching.
Is he really?
Yes,
I didn't know
I'm
that.
going the
What's
Dogs.
he coaching out there?
He helps with softball.
Give me East Carter.
No, East Dogs, baby.
East Carter's different at home.
Find out.
Isaac Boggs eats. Wait, see.
He's good.
Plus, they got a
Good.
31 on their field now,
Ooh.
where they beat West.
Oh,
It's a tradition. They paid 31st time we beat them. They painted it on the field.
Really? That's going to
East
come to
Carter.
bite him. It's going to bite him.
A game that you wouldn't normally see a whole lot of. Ashland's going to make the trip down the mountains and going to go play Hazard. That is an interesting game, guys, because Hazard, there for a while, Hazard wasn't very good. They ain't like that no more. They're pretty good. I think Hazard's actually in Pikeville's district. It's Pikeville, Hazard, and Phelps. I think there's only 3 teams in that district. That is a long bus ride to Hazard from Ashland. I don't care. Give me the Tomcats. Ashland. Jennings has too many yards. Strader throws the ball well down. We are back, and as soon as I picked Ashland, the power went off. I'm not kidding, and it went completely dark in here, didn't it?
Yeah.
Completely.
I'm doubling down. Doubling down.
You can't.
Doubling down. Give me Ashland.
I was going to say, you got to stick with your pick. You can't just switch it.
No, give me
No,
Ashland.
it's-
Tomcats go down there. Strader's too
Yeah.
much with his arm. Strader, I'll be honest with you. I think Logan Lundy is the best college prospect in maybe Eastern Kentucky at quarterback right now.
Oh, quarterback. Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. But Strader might have a little bit better of an arm. Seriously, Strader is phenomenal, man. I mean, he is great. He throws he's got a strong arm, man. I mean, when he reminds you a little bit of Jerry Lorenzo because he brings the ball way back up here and winds up, and he can throw that thing 60 yards at least.
Yeah.
Ashland, too much.
Yeah, I think Ashland's offense, they're kind of settling in. I think Ashland.
Yeah, Ashland, they scored over 60 last week. And I just saw the Hazard won 52-50, so we might have another shootout. But Hazard doesn't have Pookie Jones' son, so I'll go Ashland.
Yeah, Pookie Jones sounds a stud. Actually,
Good.
he holds
He
an
looked
offer from
good.
UK right now. Fairview's going to go to Leslie County. Of course, people that are not familiar with Leslie County, that's where Tim Couch played. Tim Couch, Mr. Football, widely considered the best quarterback in UK football history. Not me. I'd still put Jared Lorenzen and Andre Woodson right there with him. Yes, sir.
Will Levis, baby.
Not yet. Not
Will
yet.
be.
Not yet.
Will be.
He beat Alabama.
Andre
Tim
Woodson
Couch.
beat LSU when they were number one.
Will Levis.
Did he not? Did he not? Did he not? And
He did.
And he beat Clemson. How about that?
Was he the number one pick?
What's that matter?
What was Tom Brady picked? 6th round.
Exactly.
Do you want
See?
Leslie or
Six
do you
round.
want the Wood? Do you believe in the Wood?
I'm starting to believe in the Wood, actually.
Are you?
No,
Yeah.
you're
I mean,
not.
they're very improved, man, from a year ago.
Improved don't make you good.
Well, I
Improved don't get you
Well, I can
wins.
tell you right now, you ain't got to be real good to win at Leslie County.
I'll go Leslie.
I'm going Leslie.
Give me Leslie, but I think Fairview's Wilcox and his staff are making big strides
are.
in Westwood, guys.
Yeah, they are.
You can see it on the field. You know, Green has one of their better teams they've ever had, and Green's usually, oh boys, bad. Okay, and that was one of the games I circled on the schedule and said, hey, Fairview get a win here. Well, they just whipped
Yeah.
Morgan. I don't know. Morgan's something else. Powell County's going to go to Lewis County. Lewis County, man. We were talking about Gene's team earlier. Him and Coach Marshall are really starting to get some momentum going down there and around on the close to the Kinnikinnick and Laurel Creek. Laurel and there's another one, Salt something.
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake.
Lake.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
my geography's not that bad in Lewis County. One thing's for sure is nobody will have cell service, so we won't be able to get any
Underrated
of.
quarterback at Lewis County.
You know, I've had coaches that's already played against Lewis County that's told me, man, they've got a couple kids that will play for anybody.
Cherokee's a good receiver.
Yeah, I mean, Lewis County is a team that, you know, they definitely won't win their district. Mason County will win that district, but their team, like Fairview boys, look out. In a
I
couple
think
years,
they'll be
you know.
the 3 seed. I think they'll beat Pendleton, Powell, and who's the third team?
Fleming's in there.
Fleming,
Fleming, they won't beat
Mason,
Fleming. They won't beat Fleming.
Powell,
It'll be Mason, Fleming, Lewis.
and Pendleton.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, it'd be Mason, Lewis, Fleming. No, Mason, Fleming, Lewis. Give me Lewis.
Lewis.
I'm going Lewis on this one. That's good. I did. I thought he would switch.
Do you think he'd ever go against Lewis County?
No. Lewis versus Ashland.
Boys, listen. I was on top of East Carter's press box, and during timeouts and stuff, and MJ's working the commercials, I look on my phone, look at scores from other area, and I got a score from Pikeville that said 42-7 at one point, and I thought that my phone had died. You know, I thought there's no way that's right. Pikeville just took Belfry out back and said, "Hey, this is still our county."
I don't know how that happened.
I can tell you how it happened. Pikeville's got a
Good.
They just reload, man, and
Deep.
they're Pikeville's Pikeville.
Yep.
Belfry's going to go to McGoffin County, a game that you can catch on the Cool Hit Sports Network online on audio or the radio. Belfry, too much. Haywood has had them running and doing drills all week. I bet everybody on that team's thrown up Belfry.
Yeah. I agree. I think Belfry.
Big Red.
I remember when I played down at Belfry.
Different world.
No, actually, we won down there.
Still
And-
different
and,
world. Oh, my
and
goodness.
that was the first loss they'd ever had
Yeah.
at Camp Stadium.
Yeah.
And
Shut out.
I was
and-
there.
And their announcer
There,
came over the intercom and said, "All right, Belfry fans, get on your feet. It's third down." You remember that?
I saw that.
Yeah, I
I
don't think
saw the Josh Gross team play Well,
That was at
Matt
Vipperman.
Thompson. That was
That
the
was
last
at
game at
Vipperman.
Vipperman.
Yep.
Listen, that's where teams went to die.
Die.
At Vipperman.
That's where your season went to die.
Yeah, and that Josh Gross team, listen, I'm going to say it. I
I
think the
agree.
06 team was better.
No, I won't agree with that. No.
I think the 06
That's not where I
team
thought
was
you were
better.
going with that. No.
And I would put, oh, yeah. The
No.
06, I think the 06 was better than 05. And 05 won state.
Listen,
I do.
04 was the best team.
04 is the
way.
best team, and my
know how
brother-in-law
bad
will
Brett-
shoot me for saying that, but I agree.
You know how bad Breathitt won the championship that year?
They won by 50, and we lost by
59 to nothing.
No, that was an 02, Merle. That was an 02.
Oh, 02 is the best team.
Yeah,
I
that
came
was
to
an 02.
Russell in
Because
2000.
I was at that game.
02 is the best team I've seen
Yeah.
when I was at Russell.
Best defensive team.
And offense.
None of those
I
teams,
mean,
hear me out, none of those teams had a quarterback. Now, I think Tommy Brown is top 5 best quarterbacks in Russell history.
I'd agree.
None of those guys had a quarterback like Tyler Jones that could run bootleg.
yeah.
None
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Gabbard was a solid quarterback.
But he was
Yeah.
not Tyler Jones, though.
Yeah, but
Tyler
they
Jones
had,
pulling
they had
on the bootleg. Go,
They're-
he
I
was
don't
on
think
top of
kids
it.
remember
Yeah.
that.
Matt Thompson.
Oh, I know.
They were up 21-6 in the third quarter at Breathitt
I
County.
know. Breathitt County.
You know how we
led the
lost?
state in scoring that
You
game.
know how
I
we
was at
lost
that
in
game. I was
overtime?
at that
You know,
game.
I was there.
Was it extra point, wasn't it?
Yeah, missed an extra
I was at the
point.
game. I was at the game. I know.
Justin
It was painful.
Haddix, we couldn't
And they
stop
won by
it.
50. Breathitt County won by 50.
59 to nothing.
Yeah,
It
the
was
next week.
miserable.
Now he's
And,
the coach of Boyle County.
And 2A state championship. Belfry all around. West Carter's going to go to Shelby Valley, and usually this would be the district championship. Not this year, and it's not because of coaching, guys. I know I see some of that stuff. That is ridiculous. That is so.
Where do you see that?
West Carter. Some of the West. And it's not all of them. Let me say, 1% of the West Carter fan base is mad at West Carter's coaching.
Yep.
I know Daniel, and I've seen what Daniel does with talent. Ed Beechwood beat at home. He must be pretty good coach.
And Beechwood's good.
Yeah, Beechwood.
Number one thing's players.
Well, listen, and I'll say that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. It's about Jimmys and Joes, not X's and O's. If you ain't got the talent, I don't care if Nick Saban comes walking down the street.
You ain't winning.
Yeah. It's just the way it is. I mean, you
Can only
it is
develop
what it-
so much.
But they had Beechwood beat, but now he can't coach.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
I know Daniel is a good coach, man. That's just ridiculous. And when you know these coaches and you hear that, you're like, who are you to say anything?
Right.
You don't know these guys, man. And he took you to a semi-state championship game and listen, stormed back and almost won, and Beechwood win state the next week.
But then again, without these people saying this, I mean, we wouldn't be here talking about it. That's what they're there. That's what they're there for, right? And people are going to say stuff no matter what.
Yeah, but I'm the antichrist to them.
I love
So,
it.
yeah.
I love it.
Shelby Valley too much, and I'll tell you why. Shelby Valley played North Laurel really good. North Laurel beat Johnson Central this year. Shelby Valley with Russ Osborne and that air attack, buddy, they don't waste no time putting points on the board. Shelby Valley, easy.
I don't know much about Shelby Valley. I'll go with them.
Shelby Valley is a small community and school just on the south side of Pikeville, and they got great facilities. They actually just got a new turf field. Shelby Valley's and they are awesome. I went there last year, and actually Russ ate a banana with a peel on it. I still got the video.
Stop it.
Yeah, he did. I said, and I handed all the quarterbacks a banana. I said, are you going to do it? And Russ, he didn't hesitate, buddy. He
Stop
went
this, ate
right
the whole
at it.
thing.
Yeah, that was when Will Levis
Yeah,
did
That was
it.
when he did it.
Now
He
I'll
all
have to
about
bring
it.
some mayonnaise and coffee and go to these schools. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, is it mayonnaise and coffee that he did? The Will Levis does now mayonnaise and coffee.
Yeah.
So that's what.
And I had heard that prior to that in Eastern Kentucky. Never have tried it. No way.
I've never heard
Never.
that. That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
I seen somebody put mustard on a peanut butter sandwich one time.
That might be good.
No. Shelby Valley all around. This is a big game, boys. But Lexington Christian's going to go down and play Pikeville. Lexington,
Pikeville?
It's at Pikeville, which is a huge advantage because
It's a long way.
it is a long way.
They got a big time quarterback, right?
They do. Lexington Christian's probably the best team in 2A right now. That's a tough pick. I think Lexington Christian close. Close. And it's not because I don't believe in Pikeville. I think Pikeville's really good. Lexington Christian, I think Belfry's played both those teams, haven't they?
I'll take Pikeville.
I'm going
Yeah, I
Pikeville.
bet you will.
I'm going Pikeville.
Pikeville.
Lexington Christian.
Barely close game.
Man, close. And I'll tell you what, if you play Lexington Christian close, you're pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No matter what
Good.
class
No matter
you're in.
where.
Yeah. Scott at Rowan. Guys, I'll be honest with you, I was a little negligent in my research on Scott. I was.
I'll take Scott. I did a little research.
What's their record then, Merle?
I think they have a winning record. They beat Connor.
Okay. And Connor's what, 5A?
They beat Holy
Big.
Cross. They've lost.
No, wait, which Holy Cross we talking?
Covington,
or
Covington.
Louisville? Okay.
Covington.
Everybody beats them, Merle.
It's Round is a hard read.
They're
Yeah, I know.
inconsistent, man.
I know.
Their defensive line's really good, no matter
Really?
what happens.
I thought Round was supposed to be really good this year, and then
This game's in
know.
Rowan. Give me the Vikings.
I'll go Vikings.
Yeah, give me
the
the
Vikings.
Give me the Vikings. Another game that is a little intriguing for me, and a lot of people may say, no, not for long, but I'm telling you, and I'll tell you what the difference will be and why. Raceland's going to go play Grant County.
No.
And Grant's pretty good, guys. Can we agree on that?
Yeah. Great season.
Raceland,
Great season.
Raceland's front seven they have is the best I've seen since Ashland's 2020, and top three that I've seen in the last 15 years. And you go back and you talk about how the 2016 Belfry, when they had Dotson and all those guys that I can't remember, was it Zach Savage? Was that his name that played? I can't remember what his name was. They had two monster defensive linemen on that 2016 Belfry team. That front seven, Ashland's 2020, and Raceland this year's front seven are the best. Raceland's best receiver is out. I mean, Graham's best receiver is out. He broke his collarbone last week. He's out right now. That hurts them bad. I think that's the difference, and I think that they're going to rely on a lot of quarterback runs from Tyson Salmons, and I think Raceland stuffs them enough, and I just don't think that they can score with Raceland. Give me Raceland, 35-14.
What you got over there, Coach?
Rams.
Give me a score then. You can't give me a look like that and not give me a score.
No score.
Yeah, give me a score. Or give me a spread or score, whatever you want to do.
I'd say the Rams by. You're probably right. 3-4 touchdowns.
So he had to throw
Yeah,
four in there, didn't
he did. He had to.
But Greenup's. I've had them.
Let me tell you
Couple
something.
times.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
something. Greenup,
They're good.
If I'm out at Grayson on Friday night and I see this is a close game in the third quarter, I'm not shocked. I'm not. Graham's got a really good offensive line, Merle. They do. Raceland's front seven is really good, and with Greenup's leading receiver out, that changes the way I look at the game.
That wouldn't matter anyway. That's what I'm going to say. It matters a little bit in your score. Raceland's still going to take
Yeah,
it.
I saw Boyd against Greenup, and Boyd threw it all over the yard in the first half, and Greenup had no answers.
And that's what
So I
Raceland's
don't
going to
know.
do. Raceland's
Yeah.
going to throw that ball, throw that ball, throw that ball.
Raceland all around.
Raceland all around.
Harrison at Boyd.
Boyd.
Easy.
Boyd.
And we have Boyd in a lot of our polls right now.
Yeah.
What's one thing that we should look forward to this weekend? Give me an upset special, Tyler.
Upset special.
In high school,
No, say it. No, I want him to repeat it. What you said.
It's going to be Russell,
Say it
baby.
again.
Devils.
Say
Let's
it
go.
Merle.
Taking
upset
them, baby.
special.
I don't even know what would be an upset.
Russell.
Russell beating Paul.
Russell.
I know.
Would be an
but
upset, yeah.
Devils are going 1-6.
Most likely to be upset.
Most likely to be upset. Who's the Lexington Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Are they
would be-
They're favorite.
They would
They're
be the favorite.
favored.
They would be the favorite. One real quick game: Bengals at New York Jets.
That's Jets, baby.
Bengals, baby.
Give me the Jets.
Jets.
Give me the Jets.
You're a Bengals fan. You're
Give
going
me
to
the
take them no
Jets.
matter what.
Give me the
Bengals
Jets.
will be fine.
Bengals terrible.
Bengals should be
No,
2-0.
they won't. No, they won't.
They had they
Sean
lit.
sit right there, and I told him what was going to happen this year.
Okay. No long snapper. We win that game. And then
You can't just listen.
No.
You can't just go to Costco and buy an offensive line, Marl.
Okay.
And you,
This
you
hyped
just-
up, this hyped up offensive
their
line.
offensive line is
13
not.
sacks.
No.
They're about the
Leo
same as
Collins?
last year.
Like-
13 exactly.
The interior is fine. It's the tackles right now.
What about the
It's the
Cowboys running it right
tackles.
down their throat? Pollard right down
Let
their
me
throat.
tell
the
you,
first
Did
drive.
they score in the second half?
Did they have to? Yeah, they did. They kicked the
They
game.
did. They
winning
kicked the field goal.
How
They
about
kicked the
that?
field
How
goal.
about that?
The thing
Yeah.
is
The
they just have to
defense
throw the
is
ball.
playing great. They just haven't made.
Easy
They haven't
now with
created
that grade.
turnovers.
No.
Easy with that grade. I seen a backup quarterback and a backup running back run it right down your throat the first
Hey,
drive.
who do we talk about right before this about the Jets wide receiver?
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Who has one of the worst cornerbacks in the league?
Eli Apple.
Eli Apple.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now.
Eli
Eli
Apple, yeah.
Apple
And
was
he's
one of the
gonna cover
best
him.
corners.
Here
last,
we go.
The last 5
Here
games.
we go.
No.
Merle.
You guys
No.
look at PFF.
What is that? Merle?
Pro Football Focus grades out people every week.
It ain't gonna happen.
And the Bengals center graded out top 5.
Well, it didn't help him this year
Burrow is struggling right now.
because he's not being protected.
He's
but-
seeing ghosts back there right now.
Is that what he's saying?
They owe the Jets. Should have beat the Jets last year. Jets are terrible.
They're terrible.
Jets are not
They're
terrible.
terrible.
They're not terrible.
They had a 0.1% chance, but who were they
Start
playing?
Zach Wilson
They
this
were
week.
playing the Browns.
who went 2-0 versus the Bengals last year.
Yeah.
And one of them, actually both of them were by double digits.
Yeah, but did Burrow play in Cleveland?
Did Burrow play at home?
You know why he didn't?
Yeah.
You know why he didn't
He
play?
did.
You know why he didn't play in Cleveland?
Because they were already in the playoffs.
Already clinched the division.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have
When's
to play
the last
game.
time the Browns won a division? Haven't won it in the last 10
When was
years.
the last time that the Bengals won a Super Bowl?
Same time as the Browns.
Exactly.
What about the Eagles? 2019? Oh, yeah.
Just 2018.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
How about the
2018.
Buckeyes, guys? Buckeyes in Wisconsin. Who you like?
Wisconsin.
Ohio State.
Wisconsin.
Listen,
all day.
I got some thoughts about that game. I can't say it because I get in trouble. Ohio State.
Wisconsin.
Dude, what?
Georgia
You're gonna have a
Vandy.
bunch of kids off the farm going to go try to chase a bunch of
Georgia-
SEC athletes.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Georgia Vandy.
That's easy. They'll win by 50.
Vandy. You think Vandy covers?
No.
You don't think so?
No. What's that? What is it, 45?
That's
45
tempting.
48.
It's tempting
They're
because you
not
don't know
covering.
when Kirby's going to pull off the gas.
No.
Is it Georgia
Not this
Vandy
year.
or Bama Vandy?
It's Bama Vandy.
Bama
Georgia's,
Bama Vandy.
Georgia's playing. Oh, man. I don't remember who it was.
I can look
Who
it
you
up. I can look it up real quick. It doesn't matter who they're
No, it doesn't. It's 45.
It doesn't matter.
It's 45.
Does it
is
matter
the
who they're
line.
playing, huh?
And they're covering all year. Georgia will cover all year.
Remember
Except
the,
when they come the hardest place to play in the country.
remember the
Amen,
Nears.
Butterfield.
Remember the Nears tomorrow night.
No, I won't because I'll
Lock
be
of
watching
the
the
week.
Browns. I'll be watching
West
the
Virginia.
Browns. I'll be
Is that
watching
lock of the week for you?
Lock of the week.
Georgia. I don't
Put it
see them
down.
on here. I don't see the dogs on here.
There's
down.
10 NFL home underdogs this week. That's almost a record.
Georgia must be off. I don't see them on here.
No, they play. They do.
How about Detroit Lions?
Let me tell
Oh,
you.
they play
Sleeper
Kent
team.
State.
Kent State.
Oh, wow.
Kent State,
Does Kent State cover?
who's 1 and 2, and they
It's
did
like
not
Kent
cover.
State
45,
cover?
isn't it?
No, it'd have to be more than that.
45.
45.
I think I might take Kent State.
No, you don't.
Why wouldn't I?
You
They only
don't.
beat Stanford. They only beat
You
Stanford
don't.
33.
We'll talk about that later.
Why?
No way.
Who did?
Georgia's 33-0.
You ain't.
How about they beat South Carolina?
But that was because that was a mission. This is not a mission.
It'll be a casual
They're
mission
gonna
of
get a
just
lot.
easily putting up 45 points.
Take Kent State under their team total.
I think.
Yeah,
I think
team
I think
total.
Kent State covers.
Oh my gosh.
I do.
There's not
Well, guys, we're out of time this week. We want to thank MJ and James Collier for setting us up. Man, they worked really hard before we got on here.
They did.
I want to thank you guys for coming on. You guys are going to come back and join me again. Would,
We'll be
would you
back
like
in
to do
hoops.
that?
Love
sure.
to. Yeah, definitely.
Now,
Appreciate you.
What are you going to do when you get home? Play Madden?
When I get home, I'm streaming, baby.
Streaming. Go catch Tyler on this stream. For Spencer Hutchinson, Tyler Parsley, and Merle Kidwell, this has been a presentation of Eastern Kentucky Athletics and the Cool Hits Sports Network.